Okay.
Hello everyone, this is Aisha Makara and the artist voice. Today I have handsome, magical, and teacher. And he's going to introduce himself, who he is, what he's doing, what he's all about. Hello, Hand. How are you?
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, well, you did that really well. I mean, I don't think I can do much better than that. I mean, that was absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Um,
I do
I'm
what I
Ann
can.
Thatcher. Yeah. Well, I'm Ann Thatcher. I'm the lead vocalist of the band called the Original African Indians, and very strong into my native culture. Very happy that we've managed to remove at least one bunghole from the government, and hopefully there's more in the rest of
Woohoo!
them.
Exactly. You never know, right?
Never know. They're all there. I mean, anything's possible. They can all come back at any point in any second.
That's
So,
so true. Anything is possible. I believe the same. That's
hmm
great that we believe in the same things. It's beautiful.
hmm
So, and share with us who you are, about your lifestyle, like just general, like what your background, because you're artist by
Ooh.
life. Look at you. You just like all your personality is artistic.
Mm. Um. Well, for the most part, half my life I've lived out in Europe, but before that, I'm raised down south, North Carolina. I'm from Harlem. I'm the grandson of Harlem's most notorious and most amazing human being, Mr. Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson. Um, I follow my native background, my native spirituality, whether it was in Africa or here in Turtle Island, where we're living now. And everything that I do is has to do with music and performing and having a good time, to be honest. Because I mean, if I'm not so strict about things, because if you're not having fun doing anything, I don't see the purpose in doing it.
Exactly. But sometimes, we still do things we don't like.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's part of the life. You don't need to like everything, right? Sometimes we have something we still need to go through to enjoy it in the end.
yeah, that's true. That's
And
true.
just that,
You're not gonna what?
so with when you're walking and you have your blisters and you haven't like accomplished, or you haven't like meet the point where you get to go, if you don't have a tent or like all necessary equipment, you cannot
Mhm.
like definitely like stay in the, let's say, in nature. Sometimes you can, but I'm feeling like you got to go to the village, next village, and find a place where you can sleep and heal your wounds, like heal your blisters in this case. And this is like
Mosquito bites.
you don't like it, but at the same time, like, you're still doing it, right? Because you get to
Hmm.
accomplish, you get to come to this point where you can rest and have fun, actually. So this is the
Yeah, it's
idea of that. It's already motivates you to walk, continue walk, and finish.
yeah. So what's going on otherwise, young lady?
Everything is fine. It's going well, and I'm right now doing an interviewing you, and
Hmm.
like I'm asking you a few questions, like what inspires you to be you, like, and to do your art and live your life the way you do it. I would like to hear you know, your creative
Well,
story.
growing up, I mean, I was raised quite in the wilds and the nature, and then all of a sudden, I was kind of like popped back into Harlem, which is, I don't know if you'll say the world's first ghetto, but in America, it was the first place where, because Harlem in New York had gone through so many changes, of which my grandfather was a part of. So I grew up around just very, very interesting people that live varied lifestyles, but there was a kind of like a Harlem royalty that we had when we grew up. So there was kind of like a protection, and at the same time, we had the very dangerous streets, and it made me as a child. I was always crazy. I was a Kiss fan. I used to put on makeup and go out and play in Harlem, and like the bigger kids used to chase me, and I used to tease the little kids, and it grew up from that, the little kid that always wanted to jump out of the closet and scare somebody, or tie the Godzilla doll with the string, so when your aunt's there, you pull the string, and she's like, "Oh God, what is?" She thinks there's a ghost or something in the house. I always like the surprise factor in music and in stuff, and you know, because I get bored quick, and I think that in society right now where it's such a short attention span, people get bored really quickly. So that's why relationships are so difficult. And the relationship with yourself is the one that, you know, you have to really delve into, because if you're bored with yourself, it means you're not doing what you need to be doing, and you're not, you
Exactly.
know. So you can reach that point, but that constant. I'll put it like this: there was in Marvel comic books, there was characters, because you know, we're getting back to that as being a child, and my thing was comic books and music and animals and wildlife, which I was raised with, and watching, you know, people like Muhammad Ali and those idols that, you know, when we were kids and we had to stand up for ourselves, we became Muhammad Ali in all of us. And so the superhero, the animals, the wildlife, the wildness of growing up and just, you know, oh no, I'm not conforming to something that
I'm
I
busy
don't
right
agree
now.
with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in conforming. So growing up to me, I watched a lot of the rock musicians and a lot of the hip hop. Yeah, yeah.
Just give me a second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
You see those
it's
little you see those little kids screaming in the background? They're gonna be you one day. Yeah, next time, pull them on the camera. Tell them to say hi. You know, it's okay. It's all right. Children, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, if you don't realize that little kid in yourself and stop taking life, not life seriously, but taking the negative things so far into heart that you forget self. And then you get to the point where you see where our heroes and our grown up had reached a point where they couldn't just hold that feeling inside of themselves. They had to say, no, I'll sacrifice my comfort so that those little kids and you could be what you want. Because there's so many things that want to block us in life and push us back from, we're worried about the way we speak, the way we look, the way that we act. And to the point where, to be honest, and I'll speak freely, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, I really don't care. And like, so growing up was that little kid that rebelled against everything. I mean, if you talk to anybody that knew me when I was growing up, I was the craziest kid in the neighborhood, and I did the most outlandish things, and that also was a lashing out because I was in a violent place where it was kind of sometimes even scary to go out and play, and I took to comic books and animals and reading and learning and playing music, because the music, if I listen to heavy metal, for example, it took me away from Harlem. It took me to a place of dragons and monsters. I mean, because I saw real monsters outside, and they
just
were
give me a
just
sec.
people that, yeah.
Just yeah.
Hmm. What I was saying, it was that I grew up in a place where there were like very dangerous people outside, and and I grew up around monsters. But the reality is
Yeah,
that
and you've been one of them.
no, yeah, in a way, because I can approach that, is that there's a monster that makes a monster, but every monster's got a mother. So you grow up and you
Oh
got to
my
realize that
god.
monster has to come down on his knees when he has to speak to that person that gave them what they needed out of life, and you got to remind people that, to come back to that. So yeah, I can be that monster, but I'm gonna treat everybody in like that beautiful Where the Wild Things Are, that book that was written. It was
Yeah.
one of my favorite, but that was my favorite book growing up, and I'm gonna get the T-shirt written soon. And Where the Wild Things Are is really a good, accurate point of, go out and play with the monsters and show a lighter side. That's why you can see certain people hang out with killers and stuff, and no matter what, those people love to be around those good people, because when you're a good person and a good person in your heart, you're going to be the eye in the storm for anybody. So the African Indians are kind of that storm and the eye in the storm. That's what the group that I created, and you know growing up, I always knew I was going to look the way I'm looking right now. I knew I was going to be the person that I am right now, but I just didn't know that the adventure would be just unbelievably huger than I thought.
That's so great. I mean, like, I feel like you're doing great job with that because you're really character. You're very remarkable. I mean, like, and you're memorable. This is what it's about. Like, you create emotions in people. Like some people like excited to see you and like they like just looking at you and thinking, wow, this like this man has incredible life, like adventurous. This is how I see
No,
you the first
no,
time. And some people will
thank
be
you.
like, oh no, I don't want to even talk to this dude.
That's
It's not
cool
like
too.
exactly. And it's like everyone has a different how to say different curiosity. It's still curiosity, but some people like take a action to talk and get know. Some people
Yeah,
not, and
yeah,
it's about again, it's about like we all here, and I'm always curious. It doesn't matter if I'm like that person or I don't like it. I just like very natural in the beginning, but like
yeah.
my idea will grow after a while when I get know someone. I'm a very natural from the beginning, and
From the moment that I met you at the Love Burn Festival, I just saw. Well, first of all, we have the best breasts of any lady that I've seen from Mongolia yet. She's got a figure you wouldn't believe. She's a lovely person. She's my sister. Stay away from her. She's got a boyfriend. But but the one well you were showing them. I mean, there's no way to annoy them. I mean, come on. I love people like Motorhead, Aisha. If you ever look at the guy named Lemmy Kilmister, is one of my heroes. Like, but one of the things when I met you is that you had a just fully open, lovely human being, sweet as the Dickens, and I think that's your up. I know that that's your upbringing. I know that's where you come from, your family, your friends, and I know that you've faced adversity and maybe some difficult times, and you just keep smiling through it. And which is the important thing is, don't let them take it. They can't
yeah.
take that. They can't take your spirit. Even if they break you down, you can. If you might get 10 minutes a day to smile, or you might have 10 hours, or you might have the rest of your life. And see, she can't stop smiling now.
Exactly. I mean, I went through like a lot of rough experience in my childhood, through my
Yeah.
childhood, and I've been abandoned from both. I mean, I never know my father. Anyway, so I'm feeling like it's not about that. It's like each of us has a purpose,
Hmm.
and I believe like some of us create a purpose, and some of us has purpose. We don't know, but like we have it from somewhere coming by being here and have as a soul that we have. We can actually live the life, but like the things is we cannot just go away because universe will not
No.
allow us to go away because we have a purpose here. We get to accomplish
Yeah,
it.
but even having a purpose could be a lot of weight on your shoulder if you take it too serious.
That's true.
Sometimes the best purpose that you can have is not to have as a purpose at all. Sometimes you want to go out in the street, you don't know where you're going to walk. Let's say you go to a new town, someplace you've never been before. And the
Exactly.
first thing that you do is put your shoes on, your sandals, or if you want to walk barefoot, I don't know what kind of place you're living in, but um, and you make your way out and you just look and walk. And people are going to stare at you like, who is this? I've never seen this person before. Why are they in my
That's so
neighborhood? Yeah, but when some people will come to you, like we were filming a movie in Canada called Cold Reality with Iggy Shark, and we were filming outside of these people's houses, just like Borat would do, but like an old film. And I was playing the Angel of Death. These two women came out of the house. They were lovers. They invited us in the house. They gave us tea. They gave us coffee. They fed us. We're just sitting there like, this is cool. And but we got to go film. And next thing you know, they're following us around and they're filming with us because they just, if you don't do anything or put anything out, nothing's gonna come back out to you. You can't expect fruit until you take care of the root. You can't feed the tree. Uh, the sun is going to feed you anyway. Like the trees, like you look at the top of the trees, the sun is going to feed you. And your body, the earth, needs you to take care of it, and it take care of you. For it has to be like this. So in life, whenever I do music, which is like not just the djembes and the drum circles, which I'm passionate about, but the African Indians when I'm on stage and when you're on doing a festival and you go out to people, you have to have had, because I don't know anybody that's famous that has never gone through adversity in their life. KRS-One, the rapper, once asked a group of people, he says, how many of you people in the audience uh, um, want to be famous? And all these young people are like, yeah, man, word, woo, 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 you know, Ric Flair. They got their hands up in the air. And then he asked them, okay, cool, yeah, word up. Everybody's like, brushing each other. And then at one point, he said, okay, how many people would like one of your family members to die, like your mother or your father? And their hands went down, but Mother Kanye West had his hand up in the air. I don't care. It's all about me, you know. And then his hand was all up in the air. And then all of a sudden, he says, how many of you people would, he goes down like of these horrible things that could happen. And he told his own life story, but he got to one point that was important. He said, I don't know anybody in this business in the world that has not gone through adversity. Michael Jackson had an abusive pop, apparently, or from what he says. And, you had people that fathers weren't there. My father I was told my father was killed when I was 2.5 years old. At the age of 47, I found out I had a father, and that wasn't my father. And now I have a father in the world when my mother died. So the spirit has always been in my life, creating these bridges where there was nothing where I would have fallen through. So, and when I say spirit, I go back to native spirituality. I'm talking about native indigenous people from around the world. Whether you're from Mongolia, North America, which is actually Turtle Island, you were from Australia, New Zealand with the Maori people, Papua New Guinea, China, even the Swedish people have the Emirates. You're going to find a need to touch earth, light a fire, and there's a Nipis, a sweat lodge and stuff. And I've always stayed away from people that charge people for medicine ceremonies. I find it really disgusting because it's the poor that should need the medicine more, and the rich, because everybody needs to sit under the same inipi and be able to talk with each other and listen and be silent together and realize things are bigger than we are. We're a part of everything and so much smaller and so much bigger. We're the duality of everything. We're like an earth, the meat between the earth and the sky. We're like in a sandwich, right? So if you want to put mayonnaise on yourself, if you want to put mustard, it's your choice.
I feel like it's I like your the way you're thinking. I feel like we're all equal in this planet Earth. We're all going to die, and we're here to come for like a purpose.
Maybe I haven't experienced yet. I'm not going to really.
I mean, from this body. Let's say this body.
Maybe not. I got a cool body. I don't want to get rid of it yet. I want to take it with me.
That's possible too. There's probability. Exactly. I'm just feeling like all the spirituality part is very beautiful, because this is how you also understand like each of us have a spirit, and like just like some people connected to the different spirits and they achieve what they achieve, and sometimes we create a tribe, so like we're part of the tribe, and tribe actually helping us to grow to the level where we want to grow. It depends like who we are, what we want.
Yeah, but tribe also, and I'm going to sorry to serve, but tribe also means that you have to be a part of something. You have to benefit. You have to make things happen. You have to bring something. You have to use your energy to create something. You have to hunt together. You have to or grow food together.
Yeah.
You have to learn together. You have to teach the youth. You have to carry on your traditions from your past to the future. So yeah.
It's like the tribe is more like the way of how you flow in a tribe, and I believe like we can choose the tribe and we can create a tribe. We can do both as well. We can be part of the tribe and we can build our own tribe. And it's up to us, like why we want to build a tribe or why we want to be part of the tribe. It's like up to us as well to decide. We can be independent all our life, but we don't need anymore to like survive and be part of something. We can be independent completely and still be part of something.
Yeah, well, in a way, I find that a very lonely life.
But if you
And
say,
I see that because there are people in this world that are introverted, and there's people that are extroverted in this world. Being extroverted doesn't mean you have to be totally annoying all the time or be up in everybody's face. Sometimes you don't have to do anything to grab people's attention. So just ride in on my Harley, you know, and pull out flutes and instruments and stuff. Um, I believe that my happiest times have always been when I was with people. The magical times I had back in the '90s at the rainbow gatherings and the festivals, and the times that I was discovering myself after I left the military, for example. And being in the military was part of a tribe.
that's
And
true.
when I joined the band, and my first band was I out of the military, I was uh, um, part of who I am. So the way that other people look at you and they can say things about you, you can say what you want. You can live in your alone in isolation and nobody can know you. But to touch so many people and to have people say, you know what, that guy is absolutely an awesome guy. That girl is actually an awesome human being, and not be so like fucky all the time, so that you're trying to just think with that, so that you can
Yeah.
see past something really really deep, because we're going to all get old and ugly. So I see a really pretty girl and I know she's maybe not the one for me or an unavailable, but I still want to get with her. Sometimes I have to see something that I don't want to see, just so I can get past that part of it and just realize this person who's only been able to show people that, and she's like, man, I've got so much more behind me than just this. And you can show them. So in a way, we need each other to come together in groups, and that's why this COVID thing really gets me, because it's the conservatives too, because they created a thing that stops music, stops people to get together, stops people even want to breathe near each other. I mean, who the heck thinks of something like that? You don't see anybody on the earth talking about, hey, wait a minute, you're not allowed to breathe, and the only people I know that put smallpox in people's pillow and do things like this is the same people that got your attention for the last year or so, 4 years, with this silly being, you know? And that's the whole point, is that, we're in a point where we need to be like that, protected, but like that. If you didn't have a store down the street, you wouldn't have been able to buy your food. But in a tribe, you learn how to find your food everywhere that you go, so that you can go here and know that this grows here at this time, and this is good for your body because at this time of the year you need this. Everyone in the tribe knew that. This is ancient history and ancestral knowledge that's been passed forward to the future. I can't just say, well, oh no, I'm just going to live alone in an apartment and just sit up there, play my music by myself, and that's it. I want to be out at the festivals. I want to drop some psychedelics. I want to, or mildly, so I can still perform or not. And I want to be able to gather around people. I want to be that guy that's the protector, and have been the guy at the protector, so that if anybody's going a little bit overboard or they're a little bit overwhelmed, a guy like me could pull you to the side and chill with you and play some flutes and bring you to a drum circle, and let you come to the show, bring you backstage. I've done this so many times, especially for the little kids who are like, they're just blown. People just get blown away when you're at these things. So I'm for that part of life. I think people need to be together and kill this thing in the bud. Whoever did it, I'm not into vaccines. Maybe you just need to eat right. Maybe you need to go to the ocean more and let the sun touch you. Because I know
This is
that's
what
what's
I
been blocking
feel.
it.
I feel the same. I feel like I get to be like more in the ocean, like more than
Yes,
just one time in a week and being a sun. I like sun very much.
every day.
Every day. Yeah. Like this is what I was thinking, like, oh my gosh, it's been like a while since I kind of like hang out too long in the nature, and I miss nature right now. I'm not spending so much time in the nature.
That's why you're feeling that you want to be isolated in your pretty little cherry blossom house.
No, I don't actually. It just I'm thinking right now I'm kind of working towards something big,
Yeah.
and this is why I'm a little bit like feeling it's a time for me to, like, let's say, isolate myself a little bit and find a way how I can work towards my vision. That
Mhm,
not so much distraction outside,
mhm,
and in the same time, I'm feeling like what that is important for me, what
mhm.
what life I want to like live for myself, and like it, many times it's opened up so many possibilities, and I mean it's unlimited possibilities. And at the same time I'm feeling like I cannot, I mean I can somehow, but in the same time I get to just manage one direction that I'm walking to and walk towards that. The
Well, you
big,
know what that's doing? You know what you're doing right now? You're becoming the medicine woman in your tribe
yeah, I'm a
because the
healer.
medicine woman needs some time so that she can sit down, gather who she is around people she wants to be around whenever she wants to be around. And the
Exactly.
people that are around you right now are a part of your immediate tribe, but you are that medicine woman right now going into yourself.
Yeah, and for that I need the time a little bit for myself, me, myself, and I. This is what I'm feeling, and it's important for me because whatever it's happening, it's like happening for the reason, and I trust it to the my
Mm-hmm.
intuition, and my intuition said to me like it's a time for me to really realize who I am, and I'm feeling like I'm a really like a healer. I'm a shaman,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I get to like
Well, you would be a shaman because shaman comes from Mongolia. It doesn't come from North America. Finally, somebody who is a real shaman has said it. Because all these guys over here, you know what I mean? Because shaman is a Mongolian word. It's a Mongolian title. You've just claimed it. Thank you. Please tell these other people over here they're not shamans. They're not listening. They listen to money. Go ahead. Please continue. I had to say that. Bam.
them. Yeah, and I see other shamans as well in the tribe. I mean, like I see that the people you're shaman, you're really like I mean, I'm feeling like whatever you do, you're doing for like a reason. You have like you create a purpose for that. Whatever you
No, I don't.
going.
No, I
I'm
don't.
feeling like it looks like.
Absolutely not. I like the best part of me is getting lost in the middle of nowhere. The best part is not knowing sometimes where you're going. The best part of dancing is not the end of the song when the song is finished. The best part of the dance is to continue dancing and to enjoy the dance. You're not thinking when the
Yeah.
song's going to end because if it feels good, it feels great. So you just keep on dancing. That's the way I live my life. My focus has been, yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I don't want to be so opposite. It's kind of like mansplaining. But the how do I explain it? It's the opposite in a way. I don't know. Life, life. You just got to do what you do. I mean, when you get up in the morning, my big brother tells me, he's an Anthony, when you get up in the morning, just write down, even if it's 5 minutes or 50 minutes
This is
or
what
an
I
hour.
do.
Yes,
I
write
was
down. That's it. Yeah.
I did
My big
today.
brother, Renard Curry.
I
The
did
home, that's my
today.
brother.
Look, I did today. I'm writing
Wow,
it.
look at you.
Yeah, I'm writing every day, and I mean, I do like a gratitude book. I have a
Yeah.
like I'm saying what I'm grateful for every morning and
Yeah.
every evening as well.
You see? And that gratitude book is what you need to have, and also what the book that's going to tell you maybe this is what I want to do, this is where I want to be at, this is the ideas I have. I think that when you look at guys like Sacha Baron Cohen, who's the guy that plays Borat,
I
absolute
just watched
genius.
I watched Barra just
This
recently,
is
the
the
second.
new one. Melania's Golden Cage. Well, the funniest thing about it is that I look at Dave Chappelle, I look at Sacha Baron Cohen. I can imagine. I mean, these guys that do things from the top of their heads. Because I do that musically and on interviews and when I do things too. But they done films about it. So like when I watch like Dave Chappelle and Sacha Baron Cohen, I watch them go into these characters, but I know that they're sitting at home on the toilet and they got a little book there or some toilet paper like Jimi Hendrix or somebody, and they just start writing down their idea right then and there. We all do it. And when you start doing that and writing down your ideas and getting everything out and into the open where you could see it and go back to it, only thing you have to do now is just make sure you don't lose that book or that piece of paper because whatever it is. So somehow or another, you have to transcribe it into another form as best and quickly as you can without having that idea slip because it's a funny one. So Sacha Baron Cohen probably sat down and he was probably, like somewhere, whatever, he's hanging out with a mate, whatever like that. And one of his friends probably says, yeah, Melania is living in a golden cage in Washington. And what happened is he just wrote that down, Melania's golden cage.
Melania, she's a first lady. She was a first lady of America. I mean, like she did a great job. I mean, even so, she's in a golden.
No,
she's the first lady.
Look. Nobody knows what happens behind anybody's closed doors.
No,
I can't talk about her life or their life. The life that they've shown has seen that this woman, I don't know how you wake up in the morning. See, I can't wake up in the morning with a girl I don't want to sleep with or attracted to. I don't know how she finds this man. This man must have some really bad videos on this woman because I done seen the videos where her pulling her hand away from him. But you know what? I don't want to talk too much about them because that's ancient history. When these guys are out, I'll be very happy because it's really sad to see this type of thing going on here. That's the thing about this place, So I don't want to talk about them no more. I think it's time to talk about us.
What impact do you want to create in the world? What impact do you want to create in the world? Was your art? Was your way of being?
Already been created. I created impacts every time I walk and I breathe. Every impact doesn't have to be an explosion. And when it does become an explosion, it's usually from the little steps that you made to get to that point where that just grew and grew. So don't let your energy out too much in the wrong place. And for me, I'm solar powered, so I'm always able to get something and keep it. I don't know what it is, but I've always been able to do that. So
that's great.
Yeah, make sure you got to have fruit. So you plant your tree, take care of your root, let everything grow up, come out with something artistic that you want, and just don't be a dick. You know what I mean? You just don't be a prick in your life. No, nobody likes that. It was funny. I know you don't know too much about Lemmy and Motorhead and stuff, but I've recently had to, tell people of the Tao of Lemmy. We'd be like, "Oh, fuck your Tao," like that's his Tao and lovely. But one thing about Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead is that no matter where you go and what you do, people will tell you, no matter if he was drunk or high, he was clear, a gentleman, a good guy, and he rocked the house. That's what I aspire to do, and that's what I do. I be a nice guy. I ain't gonna fight you, ain't gonna hit you. I do my things. I'm capable of both. Believe me, but I'm no sucker. I know that, when you attack somebody and somebody else around you, you're not attacking really that person. Well, actually, you're attacking that person, but the demon or the negative spirit that's behind that person that wants that person to hurt or be hurt, you need to touch that. You need to move that out the way. And sometimes the words that you say and the things that you do and the good things that make happen, it can. There's some pretty powerful motherfuckers, but when you've got Creator on your side and you're in the right, then you can tackle those things outside. So a word can do things. Muhammad Ali used to get on the microphone and Nelson Mandela would put his fist in the air, and it changed everything. When Muhammad Ali said, "I done wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I've handcuffed lightning. I've thrown thunder in jail. Only last week, I murdered a rock. I hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick." When he says things like that, it was like, you never saw an African person in this country ever say something with so much, except when there was no white people around. He was in the face of the world saying, "I am strong. I am not what they claim. I have a name. And I will take a name that is not the name that you gave me. And I'm going to influence your children so they don't hate our people as much as you've taught, your parents have taught you to hate us." and to malign us and try to enslave us because our power is beyond the physical. So I listened to Muhammad Ali. I listened to Mandela. And I remember when I said the day that those two men died, me and my friend Tony Randon at the reggae shop in Camden Town in the middle yard, Massive International, we said, he said to me in his Jamaican, say, Rasta, any day that Muhammad Ali died, Nelson Mandela died, he says, I'm going to take a week off and I'm going to think about the offering that they made before them. In about 6 months before Muhammad Ali passed away, I met a lady named Christina Jensen, who's a photographer, and she was Muhammad Ali's photographer. And she was telling me how she was with him, and I realized how I got to touch this man through the people around him. And that's what we do as artists. When you're real, for me, I want to touch everybody, not with COVID, but I want to touch people in the way that I've been touched, in a loving, giving way. You know, like the way that if you're a good man, you pick up a child and you hold that child and you see a little part of yourself in that child. And everybody's that child, and I'm that child to everybody. And so let's just have fun and go out and play. You know, there's no parents around. And the
Yeah,
government is
that's
not
so
our
true.
parents.
This is what I'm feeling the same. Or like sometimes, I kind of just want to go and play with the world, like when I was a child. And I
Yeah.
didn't think about all these noises, what it's important, what it's necessary, what it is, what it is. It's like if I'm just
Yeah.
a child and I forget about everything around, what I would be
Huh?
doing, and probably like just
Yeah.
create colors and just like, kind of like go and color everything, and like
Yeah.
color a world.
Like Wynwood. Look how beautiful Wynwood is when they do the art
I
week,
think
which
that
is
we should
coming
do
up.
it like everywhere in the world. It's beautiful. Like
Yeah.
all world we should
There's a
color.
But at the same time, you got to realize there's a duality in everything. And there are certain people, to be honest, there are certain people that like gray. I've lived in England. There's people that don't mind dull colors. And there are people that are goth, for example, that like the black and the dark, and that really inspires and spits something in their soul, or lack of a soul, or whatever they want to say. But it's the idea that you can choose what you like and that you don't like that's so important.
Exactly.
And your colors, you love all the colors. I see your colors you like. You be wearing them.
Yeah, I like many colors. I'm very colorful, and I'm just thinking
You
it's
can be
idea
my
of the
designer.
mind designer. Oh my gosh, I like it. That's so about me. Oh my gosh, it's so
You make
true.
me look like that rapper with the colored teeth and all that stuff. I'd be like, hey, I can't do that. I'm not Candy.
That's so cool. The last questions is like, how do you see yourself in the community next 5 years?
I don't see anything.
I knew that you're going to say that. I knew it. I was like, when I'm
I
going
bet
to
the
ask
Stevie
you this
Wonder
question, she was like,
approach the thing.
nothing. I was like, nothing or anything.
I don't see it. I have to feel it. My brain, I don't know, man. Like I follow with my instinct and my heart. So I can't see anything. I just hope that wherever it does, that Creator leads my heart. Maybe to have a beautiful woman and some kids. My career blasting on major stages everywhere, where we can offer that live music on stage with the band and then hit the drum circles for the people, because it's all about that giving and that power. And I've just got so much, I got so much to give and so much to receive. That's all I need. I just need Creator to make sure I'm still breathing, and if not, that at least I can make my way on the mothership out to the farthest regions, so I can be like Captain Kirk and shag very hot women in other universes. Like that one in like Futurama with the big snush snush. Remember, I saw Abbott and Costello when I was a kid, and they landed on a planet of all Amazons. And I don't know any little kid that didn't have their first whoop from that. I was like 6. I was like, Mom, what's that? Oh, Anthony, turn the TV on. It was like Abbott and Costello. So
That's
Um,
very funny. Okay, what
of
advice
course.
you can give to the artists? I mean, to the people who just starting their artist career or like their career and they just like don't know where to start and what to do. And
Be yourself. Don't be pretentious unless that's part of what you're trying to put out there. So if you're not pretentious and you're trying to be, you can have fun with it. Don't don't be. I don't know. I think you got to start being an artist from the kid, and from anything that you do, you have to start it from a base of zero. So let yourself be empty and make a lot of mistakes, and just keep making a lot. Just keep doing it. Do what you do and talk, be around the people you want to be around, and the people you don't want to be around, find out why you don't want to be around them and have fun with them anyway, and find out, play with them a little bit. I have a
like
way
kind
of
of
pulling people's ears.
challenge them a
Huh?
little bit, challenge them a little
Challenge
bit.
yourself. Challenge yourself. Do step out of your comfort zone.
All the
Go
time,
someplace dangerous
all the
where you're
time.
told you can't, you're not allowed to go. Get your heart pumping. Go do
That's
something
so
that
great to like to do that. Actually, great, like
huh?
make your heart pumping, pump
Yeah,
it.
man, get it moving. Don't stop. Do not stop. Just make your thing. And when you need to stop, make sure you're spending time with self and your breathing and your energy and your body. Take care of your spirit. You don't have to look like everybody. You don't have to be a big muscle guy in your life or a muscle woman. You can be an overweight person, light person, transgender, black, universal. We are universal people. Africa's in everybody at one point or another. Everything comes from El Bakulan, you know, within the ancients, coming back from our ancestors, you know,
Yeah.
and everything is spread all across this world for a reason. We're here, and I have this one lyric in my song "Your Conscience," and it says, it goes, "You are as you make, or we are as we make." So if you don't make it, you could complain about if you could complain about the trash in your neighborhood, you could have take that same energy and gone out and cleaned it up yourself.
Yeah.
You know? So that's the reality, is that you are as you make. You are what you create. And if you create art, that's what you create. If you create a good spirit that people feel like they want to eat around, sleep around, talk around, be around, you've done something really, really good. And that's the whole point. And if you just want to be a loner living in a cave, and you got a favorite ant or a mouse that crawls inside the cave, then that's your people. That's your tribe. Little mouse might bring you a little piece of cheese or something like that. You never know.
You never
You
know.
know, you have to have a bubbles in your life. Bubbles.
I really like it. That's super
Hmm.
cool. I enjoy it. Thank you. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
sharing. It was great. And it was Ann Hatcher. Guys, he's
The
incredible. You
original
need it.
African Indians, the OAI, always gonna be here as long
Yo,
as I'm here.
yo, yo. Yes, it is.
And we're gonna hit those
Okay.
drum circles, people. No egos at the drum circle. When egos, egos. No
Exactly.
egos,
I love it. It goes.
right? No egos. You come there to have a good time. Let people have fun.
Thank you, Aunt. Enjoy a beautiful
Yes.
day, guys. Bye.
Wonderful.